Hi viewers, Tim Hawkins here from GTV TV. We're very lucky today to have with us Mr. Colin Spider Dixon, the creator, executive producer, writer of the film, soon to be filmed, Patched. G'day Colin, how are you mate?
I'm pretty good, thanks Monty.
You nut.
It's good being here, buddy. It really is. No, look, I haven't been down to Adelaide before, so it's been quite an interesting experience. It was good to go out there and see one church.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad you saw that church.
Yeah.
It wasn't a church.
Was it?
No, it was
You
a
told me
tower.
it
It
was
was a
a-
bell tower.
Well, whatever, they looked like a
It was a
cross on the
stone
top.
building.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
it
fair
looked
enough.
like a church. Yeah. So what are you doing here in Adelaide, mate? Something about a paint job for a motorbike or something, is that right?
I came down to pick up a bike that we've had painted, ready for the film, the lead bike, which will be ridden by Andy McPhee, who was actually in Series 3 of Sons of Anarchy.
Yep.
He's our lead character in our film. And the bike, it's got this sort of how would I describe it, because it's the only one in the world. Aluminal is a process it's done, a painting process it's done, and the actual paint job itself is connected to the electrics of the bike.
Oh, right.
So it can actually be turned on and off, and I think you might sink a couple of photos of it in this, at some stage.
Yeah, we will do that. Yeah, we will do that.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, so do you want to talk about the company that did that paintwork or not, or is that?
Oh, they're an Adelaide company called Custom Digital.
Why Adelaide? Why did you have the bike sent down here for that? Is that something you can't get done?
Well, I was looking for some artwork. I wanted some really good artwork, and I mean, there's some great people up in Queensland, but this was a totally different process I'd never seen before.
Right, okay.
So I made a connection with the guys, talked to them, and we brought the bike down, and it took about 6 to 7 weeks to get it all done.
Okay.
And it was.
Wow.
It's quite an amazing, the viewers will see by the
No, so,
photos.
yeah, we'll put some shots up for you to have a look at.
The one of you with the model.
Thanks, mate. Yeah,
That's
we'll
all right.
put that up. Yeah.
Oh, is your wife going to be watching? Sorry, gee.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. We can cut
No,
that.
that's all right. We've got an understanding.
Right, yeah.
She understands.
Yeah.
But I'll have to be a good boy.
Yeah.
So tell us about the film Patch, mate. What's that all about?
I know in South Australia you're starting to get some pretty heavy laws when it comes to bike riders and stuff like that, and we're starting to really use these American terms like gangs instead of clubs, which to me is wrong.
Yeah.
And in Queensland they've really trampled on bike riders' rights. They've got it to a situation where they're not allowed to be seen together. If they're classed as outlaws, so they can't wear their colours out in public. There were some of them lost their businesses and had to go through big court cases to fight to get their businesses back. And
Wow.
and it's like, it's just like all their rights are being trampled on. And in Australia, we seem to be a very laid-back sort of, we accept anything that goes on. The power bill goes up, we just go, oh, we can't turn on all those lights, and we're paying for stuff that we don't need to. We're paying way too much for stuff, but the trouble is we keep paying for it, so they keep putting the prices up, that sort of stuff. And it's like, these clubs have been, how would I put it? Their whole rights have been trampled on.
Yeah.
They're losing all their freedoms for doing nothing. The Queensland government, I think, has spent around about $400 million, putting all these laws on and stuff like that. And I think we've only got about maybe 400 members of outlaw motorcycle clubs.
That's just ridiculous.
In Queensland, so it's it's $1 million per person they're spending, and they're not and people are getting charged, but it's not getting to court. They're not getting convicted.
Yeah, right.
It's been thrown out of court. So
It's a waste of police time.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Well, it is a waste of police time.
But they're forcing people to live a certain way, aren't they? They're saying
that's right.
You can't live how you
That's
want to
right.
live. Yeah.
Exactly.
Which is against basically the Constitution.
Well, I think it was our Prime Minister that turned around, when they were talking about banning the burqas and stuff like that. We will never tell anyone what they can wear. Yeah, they've turned around to bike clubs and said they can't wear they can't have their colours and that because it intimidates people and stuff like that,
Yeah, right.
I mean, I get intimidated by a group of, Boy Scouts walking down the road, So or boy bands. They intimidate.
Well, they're scary.
So it's like we don't outlaw that.
Yeah, they should.
So getting back to my movie, because I've gone off track a little bit there, but so the movie is in relation to an outlaw motorcycle club and what happens when the government, takes away all their freedoms, and we talk about, you know, the reason they're doing this is because all these bikers are supposedly criminals. And you know, they start stripping away all these guys' freedoms, so that they're put into a situation where, well, how do we make a living now?
Yeah.
And that might just happen to, without giving away too much of it might just happen to take this certain group down the wrong path.
Right.
Which then gives the government, oh look, see, we told you they were criminals, but
Right,
they actually weren't at the time.
No.
So it's what the government actually creates by
Forced,
by
really.
trampling all over people.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And so that's basically the gist of the film Patched. It's
Well,
based on
yeah,
just
yeah.
around those laws
Yeah.
there.
And I mean, look, it's a story, you know.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
there's stuff taken from fact. I mean, we have I have some members of outlaw motorcycle clubs that have given me information so that I can make sure that part of it looks right. I have information from the police force making sure that looks right. I've spoken to government officials and all of that. And so it's like there's a lot of, it has a massive amount of credibility,
Right.
but it is still a story.
Right. But you are
No,
getting
it's-
support from
Oh, I'm
members
getting
of the
su-
police as well.
Well, yeah,
as
we've got a lot of support.
Wow.
We have a lot of support.
Okay.
There was a small snippet done on a local news channel up there that got, I think, probably by the time this will go to air, it probably will have about 40,000 views. At the moment, it's sitting at about 38,500 views
Gee.
of just, you know, watching what's going on with this movie and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
We have a lot of support from sponsors who have come on board, you know, like the guys from Far Q, you know, they're...
Yep, I've
there's
got
a-
their
yeah,
t-shirt on
yeah,
here,
yeah.
Park you.
That was a gift from Far Q.
Yes,
There you go.
yep.
And that.
Thank
so
you for
that's-
that.
Yeah, well, his name's Albert. He lives
Thanks.
lives in Kew. You know,
Thanks,
so-
Albert from Q.
Yeah, there you go. You got
Appreciate it.
your free shirt. That's all you're getting from me, pal. I
Okay,
tell you.
no worries, that's good
Has
enough.
anyone told you you look just like Monty Burns?
Has anyone told you?
You can't swear. We made the deal before we started, buddy. We made the deal.
No, no one's ever told me that before, mate.
Well, I'm sure they will now,
I'm sure
won't
I'm
you?
going to probably let you get away with it, all right?
Yeah.
All right, well, so when is filming starting, or you're not? Is that
We're not far off actually kicking off the full-on filming of it. There's been a little bit done already, but you know,
Right.
we're waiting
Yep.
for, you know, the planets to align. No, we're actually waiting for the rest of the finances to come through. It's just, you know, it's just sitting there ready, but it's just got to come that
Okay.
last little bit. We
Okay.
we do have finance to make the whole film.
and then you'll be shooting what in some like towards the days getting longer, I'd imagine.
Yeah,
like-
yeah. Well, they're too short now. I'm up on the Sunshine Coast. Believe it or not, where the film is being done, it's up in the mountains, so it's a bit cool. It's about the same temperature as what we got here.
Yeah,
And I mean, you know, as you have those shorter days, so you can't fit as much time in and,
yeah, yeah.
and whatever. We've got a few really good fight scenes in it and stuff like that. So
Okay,
you know,
okay.
there's some very good realism there.
Do you want to talk about who you've got in the movie at all?
No, not at all.
Not
No,
at all.
no.
Oh,
Oh, that's right. You're a background extra.
am I?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Thanks. mate.
You know, I think your picture's actually on the side of the bus when it goes by
Yeah.
in the film.
And they probably end up cutting that piece.
Yeah,
out.
yeah, that probably will get cut. I've actually made that phone call. No, as I said before, you know, we have Andy McPhee, who was in Sons of Anarchy and
Yep.
Saving Mr. Banks. He's been in Wolf Creek and that sort of thing. Mirko Grellini, who was in Wanted with
Yep.
Rebecca Gibney and stuff. I've got a little cameo sort of part in it because, you know, like at one stage I was going to have a bigger part, but I've spent 4 years writing this and whatever, so I think I've done a fair whack.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
plus I'm going to direct it.
You're
you know.
directing it?
I'm co-directing it. I have a fellow by the name of Michael Knott from Sydney who's coming up to direct,
Right.
and he's the technical advisor. And I've done a few things with Michael, you know, getting this ready, and I really feel confident, you know, working with him. You know, so I think I really, you know, I think it's about time we got another one of those cult sort of films happening. You know, like we had Stone,
Yes.
and brilliant film, love it. You know, I've got a lot of their stuff sitting at home and that. I've got their rerun DVD or remastered DVD stuff like that. You know, last night you were showing me you got the Stone album
Yes.
and that
Vinyl.
sort of stuff. You know, and then there's the original Mad Max. You know, we've got that. So I think, you know, this has all been put together in my garage, and I think that it's that's it. It's that grassroots thing. It's, you know, there's no bells and whistles and whatever on it. You know, it's raw, you know, meaty, sort of like there's a story there and whatever, and yeah.
And it's
that's what-
independent. It's an independent
Oh,
film.
completely
Yeah,
independent.
that's
completely
it. Yeah,
independent.
no major companies, film
No.
companies behind this at all.
Not at all. Not at
No,
all.
okay.
And we have interest. We actually have. I have a company in England that's talking to me about distribution when it comes out, and and whatever, and there's a possibility of it going into the States, and there's a, you know,
Excellent.
but you know, like, and we have a Facebook page, Patched, it's on Facebook, so you know, find the film Patched and give us a like. You know, we've got over 6,000 followers on that, waiting to see it
Okay.
happen.
Yeah.
And you'll get to see a lot of the photos of behind the scenes and
Cool. We'll put a link
Whatever.
up to that Facebook page at the end of the video for you to check it out.
why do you keep looking at the microphone and talking to it?
I'm talking to the camera over
Oh,
there. That's pointing
okay.
at me.
See, I've never been in front of cameras, mate. I don't know
Oh,
all
haven't
this
you?
technical
Okay.
stuff. you know.
I'm starting to get used
Yeah,
to
my
it.
eyes are melting from that light over
That
there.
light I put up. Yeah.
Yeah, you put it up too.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, can't swear, mate. Can't swear. I'm doing well.
Okay. So by the time, how long do you think it'll take to film?
To film probably around about a month, maybe 6 weeks. You
Right,
know,
okay.
of constant filming and that. We've got some great location there, but as I said, it's up on the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah.
But I think people need to realise that these laws are just the start of what can actually happen. You know, they've chosen a group of people that they've kept on the front page saying they're doing this. I mean, it's like, I don't know what the situation is down here, but
Very
a classic
similar.
example is the footballers. A footballer can turn around, get drunk, get stoned, belt his wife, and it gets dealt with in-house. He's going to see a psychologist and stuff like that. A biker can turn around and have a joint of marijuana and hits the front page of the paper, and he's the biggest crim out.
Yeah.
You know, we have all these double standards.
Double standards.
Queensland has spent so much money on these laws, and a small drop of money on domestic violence. You know, and I mean, it just doesn't. It's just like, well, we need to fix domestic violence. You know, we need to protect people.
Yeah.
And you know, by bringing laws to stop 400 people, and maybe 10 of those 400 might have bad criminal records.
Yeah.
It's not like 50% of them
No,
or
that's
anything
right.
like that. It's a very small group of that group have a criminal record,
Mhm.
but you can find that in anything.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
you
right.
can, you know, you get any mass group of people, whether it be police, bikers,
Lawyers.
lawyers, whatever. You will find there will be a percentage of criminals in there.
Mhm.
But we're not banning any of them.
No.
We're just picking on this group, and a lot of these guys are, you know, it's about brotherhood.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
and one of the big things we have in Australia is, you know, the men's suicide rates are so massive, and yet we're destroying these clubs that where there's a brotherhood, where men, you know, it's about time that we took away that thing about, you know, all men have to be really tough and whatever like that. They're just a brotherhood that are trying, trying to, you know, have friends and stuff like that and break down all those stereotypes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now we have a governments that are just trampling on all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. It's
So, yeah.
control. It's a government controlling system, and it's
it is.
wrong.
It is.
So okay, so and you said about distribution of the film. So when do you think what like this time next year?
Oh yeah, it'll be out by then. Yeah.
Yeah.
my
Okay.
word,
Cool.
will be.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
look out for Patched people.
For patched people.
Look out for Patched,
The movie.
please, people. And we'll put up all the links at the end of the video. It was great talking to you, mate. Really good luck with
Yep.
the film and everything like that. And you'll do
Oh, look at you, Monty. Well done.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Remember to hit the subscribe button. If you've got any comments or you've got any questions you might want to ask, we can get back to Colin with that. Just leave them in the comments below, and we'll see you next time. From GTV, see you later.
And thanks, Adelaide, for having me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, there you go. Good. We can go cut now, can't we?
Yeah, it's cool.
Oh, you're trying to get extra bits now?
No, it's cool.